Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am Medium Kim. Thank you for joining me today on this lovely election day. This is a time where we can be apolitical. So I welcome all political varieties here on this channel, even though I do have my strong opinion. I don't usually talk about it too much. Okay, so I try not to, okay, because I don't want to um, distance anybody here from here, okay? Because I believe spirit, and this is what I really like to talk about, is spirit of us and our spiritual development is apolitical. So that's why we're here today. And I want to talk a little. I have every once in a while, I bring up a hospice story, and I would like to do that today. And this is a time when, as we are transitioning from the body to the spirit world, I feel like this is what we are doing on the planet now. We are transitioning from this very chaotic 3D level, working our way up towards the 4D and 5D level. And it's just like people when they're leaving their bodies. I feel there's so much similarity. All right, so I'm going to talk about that today, but I want to first say, yay, 4,000 subscribers, and thank you all so much for the people who have been here for a while, the old subscribers and the new, and it's not my goal about the number of subscribers, but it's kind of fun to reach a new little landmark. And no doubt that I had a little boost from some friends last week when we met with our true false about spirit, and I met with Susan Lynn, Linda G, and Allie, and we had our little fun collaboration with a lot of laughs. So I think that was a nice little fun thing to do. Really, really fun, actually. I wish I was funny like they are, but at least I can host. Okay. And I'm going to have two giveaways. I'm going to give away 30-minute readings. And so if you are interested in receiving, now the readings can be anything you want. I can do spiritual assessment readings. I can look at your colors. I can do psychic mediumship, just psychic or just mediumship. So anyway, if you're interested in having a reading, do 3 hearts, or I can also do healing work. 3 hearts with your name below, and then I'll do the drawing and next time, or the winners will be announced next time. Okay, also I want to say I have a couple classes coming up in November, December. One is going to be focused on your angels and guides, working closer with them, developing a deeper relationship with your angels and guides. And then the second thing that's coming in December is we're going to be working in partners doing soul drawings for each other. And this is, you don't have to be an artist. But it's a nice little thing to do around Christmas time, just because it's a gift to one another to offer this to each other. And I'll put information. People have always loved these soul drawings, and it can be just markers and plain white paper, and you may just get a butterfly. And again, stick figures are great. There's no requirement of having any, you don't have to have a Bachelor of Fine Arts to do a soul drawing. Or any art at all. All right, so to the story. Over the weekend, and some of you know that I still work in hospice as a nurse about once or twice a week. And one of these days I will retire, but I guess I'm just not ready yet. But in the meantime, I still collect stories and still have an enjoyable time working in the field. Bedside nursing. So over the weekend, I met a lovely family. A 62-year-old man who has pancreatic cancer is on his last week probably. And then his family, he has 2 daughters, a son-in-law, and then his second wife. Now, the issue that I want to talk about is when everybody has different belief systems, how do they practice this when somebody's in transition? Because one, you can't expect everybody to believe the same anyway, and then 2, it's a very sensitive time, and you can feel like if you're an in-law or an outlaw or a daughter or a wife, and if it's a stepdaughter, stepwife, or stepmom, you're going to feel at times where you're welcome to express your desires, and other times you're feeling like, no, I'm not going to express, I'm not going to say what I want for me and for my husband. And this is exactly what happened. So when somebody's in transition, it's for me very similar to doing mediumship. So if they're in a coma, they can't speak, I can feel easily their kind of the way they feel, the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. I get a lot of, I can read that in somebody. And then when they can't speak, sometimes if the family's wanting to know something, like in this case, then I can just tune into that person and get a feeling. So the wife, well, first of all, the two daughters are spiritual, not religious. The patient is a recovering Catholic. Again, spiritual, he's open to all spiritualities around the world. And then his wife also is open to all spiritualities, but her primary background is Catholic, and she would still like to use the Catholic rituals for when somebody's in transition. So she asked me, and she was trembling, really. I mean, it was you could tell she was afraid to ask me in front of the family, the daughters, like, is it okay if I give him, she gave me a whole long story about their belief system, but is it okay if I give him my rosary to hold as he's transitioning? And I was very touched. Again, she was trembling, she was scared, she was worried that she was going to be stepping on somebody's toes. And so I tuned in to the patient, and I just felt him say, hey, do whatever you want. It's like, do whatever, if that makes you happy, do that. Yeah, it's like it didn't matter to him what she did. And same with the daughters, right? He wanted them to be happy because being a dad and a husband, that's often what most people do. They want your loved ones to be happy as you're in transition. And I know I've said this before, when somebody's in transition, the spirit world will do whatever they can to pull you across, whatever that magnet is to get you there. So whether it is your cats or your dogs, he did have a lot of spirit cats in bed with him, and spirit dogs too. I did feel his grandmother, grandfather, and a big angel in the room as well. So that was all really beautiful. But they'll do whatever it takes to get you across that transition line. And then the big party to open up to whoever wants to meet you, which is going to be a lot of people you may or may not have ever met on this earth plane. So anyway, once she heard, the wife heard that it was okay for her to put the rosary beads in his hand, she was so pleased, and I know this is such a sensitive time, and I want everybody to try to remember that if you can't or don't feel comfortable or not able to be there at the bedside when somebody's dying, you may do a ritual at your own home. At your own altar, create an altar, or maybe light a candle for somebody that you know is in transition. This is a reminder for me, for my stepmother. I think about her, I send prayers, I send healing to her, but I haven't really done a ritual for her. And this is such a reminder for me as well to do this. And it's so lovely. I have a niece, a great niece actually, that's in spirit, and she died when she was 6 months old, and she's come to say she is there for grandma when she crosses over. And it's really sweet. They never even met. So, but she's come in a couple times to say she's there waiting for her. So I'm just, that breaks my heart really in a way. How tender, how wonderful. Okay, so I guess that I just want to remind everybody, if you can't be there with your loved one, you can do it at home. And it's always nice to have a ritual at the time of death or as somebody's passing to help mark the time, to help make a sacred time, to help create and bring in the angels. Call in everybody. You can call in your angels, you can call in the shamans, call in Buddha, call in Jesus. Anybody and everybody, bring them in, because it is definitely a sacred time. It also helps the more spirit beings that are there. I think it just makes it even more special. And there's no way that your loved one is going to be making a wrong turn with all this love from the spirit world. All right, you guys. So that's all for today. And do check out, I'll put a link for classes coming up. It will be also be on my website, mediumkim.com. And on this week on Thursday, I'm going to be doing readings instead of Wednesday. I usually do Wednesdays, 4 p.m. I'm in a workshop that day, so it's going to be Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central. Okay, so I'm going to put that on my community page, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. I hope you're having a great day, and don't forget to put your 3 hearts in your name if you want to be in the drawing to win 2 free readings. Okay. Much love, you guys, and happy election day. Bye-bye.